Hi, it's Tracy from Two Rocks Tarot, and today I'm going to be talking about how it all started doing my spirit messages. I got this request, well, it wasn't really a request, but one of my lovely subscribers, Anne Siegel, asked me how it all came about. So she actually asked if I can cut it and paste it, and I'll pop it up there. But she asked me, she'd be interested in hearing about how spirits began contacting me. And are we all capable of this and we just don't listen, or is it an ability that comes down through the generations? So it was quite funny how it all started. I was getting bored. Now, I've mentioned before in my videos that I don't actually read for myself very, very rarely, and I don't do daily readings, although I've just started to bring that back into my life. So I suppose how it all started was that I was bored. I was bored with the tarot, and a couple of years ago, there was a Instagram challenge on getting in touch with your spirit guides, and I thought, oh, that sounds really interesting. I might actually try that. So I did the exercise, and it was really, really good. I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And as I was shuffling the cards, and I thought, I wonder what would happen if I asked if a spirit to come forward with a message. That's exactly how it started. And I can't remember what the first deck it was that I was using. I was just using normal tarot cards. But then I went on to the, as you all know, I use the Oracle of Visions by Ciro Machete. Now, I absolutely love this deck, but I wasn't actually bonding with the cards themselves. They were beautiful, but I just wasn't getting any connection with them. Now, I find that a lot of people have said that about Ciro Machete's decks, and I think why that is because he's not an actual tarot reader himself. I think people who create decks that are tarot readers, you seem to connect with them easier. But for people who don't actually read the tarot and create a tarot deck, sometimes they can leave you feeling a little bit flat and it doesn't actually resonate. And that's what I found with this particular deck. Even though I loved it, I just, it was just meh to me. It wasn't doing anything. So I thought I might just use them cards, and they're absolutely perfect for spirit messages. I don't know why. Maybe it's because there's nothing that's being specifically attached to them by the creator. There was nothing that, even the book that comes with it is just a very, very, very basic sort of, little meanings that are attached to it. I mean, I don't even read this book. And I thought that I'd try it with that, and it worked really well. And then people were contacting. So I used to do these on Instagram, the spirit messages, but they've become too long. There's only a certain amount of words that you can actually do on Instagram. People were contacting me and telling me that that it resonated with them and that sort of thing. My fringe is getting long, hey? Yes, this is long for me. It keeps falling over my eyes. So, and I thought, wow, this is amazing. And that's how it really all started, was just basically doing that. But I still didn't quite believe what I was saying was true, because I've got a really, really good imagination. I was just wondering if I was, imagining things, and it wasn't until, and I do a couple of practice readings on Nina from Shuffle Tarot, because I wanted to see, I don't want to know anything. I just wanted to see if I picked up anything, and they were really, and they did. They were really, really good. So then, but what really made me realise that what I had was a gift was when one of my beautiful subscribers, Fairy Wren Whispers, contacted me about a spirit message that I did, and I have got that on my spirit message list, and I've got the feedback to it, so I can't remember exactly when it was now. And it ended up being like email after email after email of what I touched on. It was truly, truly amazing. And then I realised that, hey, yeah, I really am seeing, what I'm seeing, feeling, hearing, tasting, it's all true. But it took a while for me to actually believe in it, that I could actually do this. So even now when I do spirit messages on YouTube, I don't always get feedback, so I don't know if it resonates with people out there, because some people, will be hesitant to actually tell me that it has resonated, and because I might be seen as, being loopy, because there is this stigma about mediumship and tarot readers. I mean, you all know that, how people think about, you've only got to look on that Quora, how derogatory the comments are about tarot readers on there, and not to mention if you're, a medium and things like that. I mean, I don't even class myself as a medium. I don't know what I am. It just come about. But that's how it all started, was just asking the cards for a spirit to step forward who wanted to get a message. What I've done recently, not too long ago, I've actually dedicated this deck just to doing spirit messages because that's all I use it for. And I got that idea from Shamanic Arawak Priestess. She actually dedicates her decks to certain spirits, and I thought that would be terrific for me to just dedicate this particular deck. So I had a ritual and I dedicated that deck to doing this. As for hereditary, I don't know, because I only found out that my grandmother read the cards after she passed away many years later. So it was when I told my mother that I started to read the tarot, and she said, oh, my mum used to do that, but she just read normal playing cards, and I wish I had known. But even if I had known that while she was alive, I wasn't actually reading it then. So, I don't know. But my mother did tell me that when she was a kid, that a neighbour knocked on their door, and when she opened the door where his face was, she just saw a skull, and she freaked out and ran, or screamed and ran away and got her mum. And then I think about a week later or a few days later, he actually passed away. So, it could come from, I do believe it comes from my grandmother. I do believe that my mother may have had some abilities, but she repressed them. She's a very, how can I say it, a very nervous type of a woman, because she asked me, aren't you scared what you see in the cards? Because the reason my grandmother actually gave up reading cards is she predicted the day, almost I think to the time of when her one of her friend's boyfriends, or her brother actually, I think it was her brother, passed away. Now you've got to remember, this was in Germany, this was during the war as well, so it's quite likely that you would see things like that a lot clearer because of just the times that she actually lived in, but she gave it away because she scared herself. And I think that's what my mum was worried about, that, that I'd scare myself. I have freaked myself out, but I haven't really scared myself, to be honest. It hasn't really sort of scared me, but I'm a bit more open-minded to that sort of thing. So, there could have been a hereditary thing. I do believe my reading abilities do come from my grandmother. That's what I like to think anyway. But as far as I know, because I actually questioned my mum, because, they're getting older now. She's going to be, I think she's 86, 87 now. And I did ask her, did she know of anybody else in the family? And she said she didn't. But back then, things like that were sort of hush-hush, because she told me that when Nana used to do her reading, she used to get kicked out of the house, and she used to spy through the windows, because apparently people from all over Germany used to come and to get a reading from her. So she was quite good at what she did. And that's what I feel like, that my abilities may have stemmed from her. But when it comes to spirit messages, I really don't know. I don't know if Mum had that ability and, she suppressed it, but it's come out in me, because, sometimes it can skip generations. Both my daughters have nothing to do with it. They both dabbled in it when they were younger, but they don't believe in it, so they don't do anything. So I don't know if one of my grandchildren will eventually pick this up. Who knows, really? But that is exactly how it started, just by shuffling the deck and asking for a spirit to step forward. Because I like to ask my deck different types of questions, different things. I really do enjoy asking that. So, and I wanted to start, I was thinking, because when I do my scrying and a lot of spirit message, I often get animals coming through. And I wanted to do a little bit of a different, I wasn't going to do a reading, because I just was going to discuss what happened, how it actually came about for me to start reading, doing spirit message. And then I thought I would really love, getting closer to Halloween, because on Halloween's going to be the first anniversary of my dog Oscar passing away. And I thought, there are other people out there that are missing and loving their fur babies, and I've got this beautiful deck. It's Tarot of the Animal Lords. I haven't got the box to it anymore. It's out of print, so you can't get it. That's the backs. And I thought I might try, and because I really want to push these readings into trying things different. I did the Celtic Cross last week. I did enjoy that, but I felt it was a little bit, I like to be more spontaneous. I felt it was a little bit restrictive, so I don't know if I'll do that again. I think I'll just continue with how I have been doing it, but I'm going to push it. I'm going to try new things. So I'm just going to see, because this is the only sort of deck that I can think of that had many animals, and I'm just going to try and see if I can actually pick up an animal that would like to bring a message to their owner. And what have I got? So here I have got, I'm just going to try and see what animal it is, because they're quite different. Even though I'm thinking straight away of a cat, but I want to actually see what type of animal it is so I can get a better... Here we go. So it's it's a marsupial mole. That's what it actually is. I don't know if I went blank there. I'll have a look. So this is what it looks like. And it's a 5 of Swords. So I'll probably put a picture up there. I will see. So this actual marsupial mole looks like it's chained up to a tree. So even though I thought cat straight away of just what it's looking at, I'm thinking that there may have been a dog that was always tied up. So this may not actually be for the owner. This may actually be for someone out there who was aware of a dog that was always chained up to a tree, and it was quite miserable. And what you used to do is when the owner wasn't around, you used to always, feed it, make sure it had some water and things like that. And I feel like that there's got to be a dog, even though it looks like a cat. So this is interesting. I was wondering if these cards would actually reflect the animal that's on it, or if I would pick up some type of energy. But I feel like it was a dog that was tied up. The owner was very used to neglect it. And then even though this is swords, because it reflect the air, I don't know if you're going to see that. It's got a tiny little butterfly in there, and I used to wish it was free. And I think this person actually wanted to have this dog for themselves, take them off its hands. But what they did was made sure, because there's a bowl there and it's empty, so they always made sure that that this dog had had food and had water. And Saint Bernard just came to my mind, so this could have been a Saint Bernard, because I'm seeing how they got that stripe down their down their head, that beautiful brown stripe. So I think it was a Saint Bernard of all things that was chained up. I don't, and also because if you're looking at the tree, that's very bare, so I think they used to try and give it some shelter. And I don't know, I'm wondering, I really would love to know if they actually managed to free that dog and own it, or what actually happened. I'm not too sure, but it's kind of funny because I'm thinking, I'm getting a feeling of a right side. So I'm wondering if it's kind of interesting, because I consider the right the future, the left of the past. But when I'm thinking of the right, I see this dog all free, shiny and clean. So I don't know if they've actually managed to rescue this animal and live the rest of their lives with them. But I kind of feel like maybe they did. Let's pull a card from the old oracle. Let's see if I can get anything out of it. But this is for an animal. So I'm just going to see if I can get any info on the person who may have actually done it. So, I don't think that that this person I want to get info on has passed away or anything, but I want to see if I can glean any information. As I can say, this is all experimental. And we got this, it's beautiful. So straight away what I'm attracted to is the rainbow. So I think this dog has crossed the rainbow bridge now. And this woman, as you can see, is asleep. So I feel like that this dog visits her in her sleep, okay? He loved her so much because she either, if she didn't manage to rescue and own him, but I kind of feel she might have, because I just keep seeing this Saint Bernard really clean and healthy looking. And it's from the right. It's almost like he's on the right side of me, just right here, right on my right ear. It's kind of hard to, I feel really warm on this, so like he's leaning his head against me now. So I feel like, and I definitely think it's a male dog, so I feel like even that she may have rescued him and, he lived out his life very happily with her, or that she just constantly made sure that he was okay. But I feel like he has crossed the rainbow bridge now. He's in a beautiful spot. And it's going to be hard to say, but this woman, it's hard to see, but this woman who is asleep is smiling. So I feel like that he comes and visits her often in her dreams to let her know that he is okay, and very, very thankful for the life that she gave him, for the shelter that she gave him, the food, the water, everything. But I do see him I see two pictures. I see him tattered and looking, very forlorn and unhappy, neglected, and then I see him beautiful. Absolutely, he's such a shining spirit. He's just gorgeous. He's just glowing. I wish you could see what I could see. He's just beautiful. So I do feel like that. He comes to her in her dreams, and because this particular rainbow is actually in a circle, I feel like that he's going to come back. He's somehow going to be reincarnated, or I don't know. But I get this: what goes around comes around. So he may actually come back for her, to her, or I think. Just let me think for a sec. I'm getting so much. He may choose to reincarnate and be with her, so he can be with her all over again. Whether she finds a puppy on the street or something like that. But I feel like this woman is someone who really does like to rescue animals. So very much alive still, very much alive. And he will come for her when her time comes, definitely. I feel like, because I'm really attracted to the cherry blossoms in this particular card, and I feel like that might have been their very first walk that they took together as an owner, and as her owner. She took him to a park that's got cherry blossoms in it, and it may have even had some water, like a lake or something like that. And he was fascinated with it, and kept putting his feet in it and sticking his head in it and coming up all wet whiskers and shaking and showering her in water and a lot of laughter. So I kind of think she did rescue him. I think she managed to get him away from that owner. I really do. And he lived out the rest of his years a very, very happy and pampered pooch. Visits her in her dreams, definitely. And then I'm attracted to there's a beam of white light, as you can see, going down, really. And I really think that's what she is. She is a light in animals' darkness. I feel like that she actually rescues animals. She may even look like this woman. I don't know. She could even look like her. But I feel like that she is very highly spiritual, because I'm really attracted to the purple robes. So I feel like she's a very spiritual person, and she literally draws the light into herself and shines it out and helps animals. So I feel like she does rescue animals in some way. And I feel like, because I'm looking at the wheel behind her, I think she's done this in a lot of lives. She's done this in a lot of previous lives. I truly feel that. I got the name Rufus. I don't know if that was his name, Rufus. Rufus. And the name's Sally. Don't know if that means anything. I'll see what else I can think. Or I think what I can see, what I can feel. And because this wheel is very silver, like a silver dish, I feel like that she's brought some special silver dishes for him, quite large ones, lots of fresh water in it all the time. Always made sure his bowls were full. That's what he's telling me. He always had what he missed out on. He always had with her. So I think she even engraved his name, because now I'm seeing that engraving, fancy engraving on these silver bowls. I think she even engraved his name on the bowls. So I'm really 99.9% sure that she managed to actually rescue this dog and take him home, and he lived out the rest of his life with her. I'm truly feeling like that. I think she may have scattered his ashes on this particular lake in the park, as it became it became a favourite walk of theirs, because that was the first park he'd seen probably in his life, I'd say. He was very, very neglected by the previous owner. And I feel this dog was very playful, which came as a surprise to her because of how he was forlorn he used to be. Because I see him now, when they put their head down and their bum up in the air, and I see him doing that, and I see him doing, funny little jumps with his bum up in the air everywhere, and he goes to bite ankles. And actually, Oscar used to do that when he wasn't blind. He used to, when my stepdaughter's chihuahua used to come over, he used to tilt his head to just always try and bite his legs, and I feel like that he had this trait. He used to like to do that, hop around madly everywhere and nip at the ankles. So he ended up being a very playful, loving, happy boy. He really truly did. I'll just see if there's anything else that I can feel. I think that's it. I just wanted to see if I could bring somebody's pet across. So a Saint Bernard, I think his name was Rufus. He was rescued. I get Sally, the name Sally as well. I feel like that she engraved these beautiful silver bowls for him. He had the best of everything. And he had a beautiful elevated bed, but a different type of bed. The bed actually had like a wooden base, but they used to look like little tree trunks. It was something like that, very rustic, and beautiful soft type of brown mattress. I think it was one of those memory foam ones now. That got a bit battered with his weight because he was quite a big boy once he was fed properly and looked after. He's showing me like a separate room. He had his own little room. He had his own little room. I reckon it was at the back of the house. And because I'm seeing a fly screen. So I think there was a fly screen there. So he almost like a sunroom that he used to lounge around in when she was out. Because otherwise he was always by her side. So I can see like a wooden floors, hence the wooden type base, very rustic looking. And I think it was a special room that she sort of made up for him. She wanted him to feel special and loved, and she truly did that. Yeah, and that's what I was seeing. So he could feel the fresh air coming on him, but the fly screen was there to keep him safe and everything like that. So it was a big. So he had so it was like an all glass enclosure at the back, almost like an observatory, but he had a special spot there. And as soon as I said observatory, then I saw I see now. So it was a long, like glassed in area at the back. There was a sectioned off bit on the left. So if you're standing in front of it, it was on the right hand side. She closed that bit off. She put some fly screen there for him. She had it was always left open, but she could shut it when she went away. She had a chair there, lots of pillows, and she used to read. So I can see her reading. And he used to either sit by her, have his head in her lap a lot. But they were always together. But there was a special spot, so she needed to go out where she could keep him safe. And lots of plants around, lots and lots of plants, and a nice green lawn as well. I'm just trying to see if I can see anything else that he wants to show me. It's actually making me a little bit emotional, this love that he has for his owner. And I don't know who rescued who there. I think they both, even though she rescued him, I think he rescued her in some ways as well. I think she's been through the school of hard knocks as well. Doesn't trust people very much, which I can understand that. Animals are her life. She really loves dogs. As soon as I said that, I saw this really old, fat-looking marmalade cat come around too. Big belly. Either side. Look. Even though it was marmalade, it's kind of white around the face, and I don't know if that cat has crossed over or not, or don't know. But I just saw that as well. Perhaps some canaries in a cage as well. I think she might have had a few animals. Fish tank. I think she might have had a few surrounded with a few, but this dog wanted to come through. He wanted to let her know that he is okay, and it is him in the dreams, that when she dreams of him, it is actually him visiting her, and that he loves her like anything. And they might be reunited. He might choose to reincarnate. She might find a puppy with the same type of markings that he's got. So the markings I'm seeing, so we all know St. Bernard's got that brown stripe down the middle. So he might have the brown stripe down the forehead. But I also feel like he may have had on, so if the dog's in front of you, on the left-hand side on the hind leg, I feel like he had a distinctive brown stripe on there. And I think she may find a puppy like that if she hasn't already found it. I don't know. But he might choose to come back so they can spend more years together, because their time together wasn't as long, because I think he was fairly on in years when she found him. Not really, really super old, but I'm not too sure how long St. Bernards live, but I know bigger dogs can sometimes not live as long as smaller ones. But I think he wants a whole lifetime with her, you know. That's what I'm thinking. Anyway, I'll leave it at that, because I just, otherwise I'll keep on seeing things. But very, very loving dog. And I think because I keep feeling like there's a, I think he used to like to put his face against hers. You know, they used to sit like that a lot. You know, especially if she was distressed, if he felt she was upset or something, he would come and lay his head against hers, and they would just stay like that. That's what I'm feeling. So anyway, even though that came about how I started to do spirit messages, I thought I might as well use the opportunity and see if I can bring an animal across, and I might do that again. I quite enjoy that, because I absolutely love animals myself. Absolutely love them. And I keep getting signs from Oscar these last, as it's couple of weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks actually, as it gets closer and closer to the first event, we keep finding hair everywhere of his, absolutely everywhere. So, you know, I'm going to make a cup of coffee, sit down in the couch, and one of his hairs is on my, right next to him. My husband, actually, 2 days ago, he got to work, he rang me up and he said he made a coffee, sat down, and on his computer keyboard was one of his hairs. So it's absolutely, truly amazing. And I feel like too, I'm sure his name is Rufus, I keep hearing Rufus, that he leaves her signs like that too, you know, and she knows when it's him as well. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope I've answered your questions. And until next time, this is Tracy. I actually forgot, Anne did ask if she thinks that all of us have that ability. And I think it all depends on, I think we all do. I think anybody can get in contact with spirit if they want to. But you have to, for one thing, really believe in it as well. You have to practice, and you have to have a sounding board. You're going to have to be able to try it out on friends and family, and to see if you can actually contact spirit, because I know not everybody can. So I don't know, I think we all have the gift, but it's really up to us whether or not we decide to open up that gift and release it. I mean, I just found it mine by pure chance. I would have never in a million years thought that I would be able to do anything like this. So I think anybody can do it, but it really depends on the person. And if you are wanting to try it, just try it. Just, you know, just grab a deck of cards that you've got a great connection to, or as like myself, I didn't have a good connection with this deck until I did it, and see if anything comes through, and just see if you can do it on family and friends, see if you can bring anyone through. But I think the best way to actually try it would to do it on a complete stranger, really. It would be great to do it on a complete stranger, because that way you haven't got any preconceived ideas. You don't know who may have passed away in their family, you know, anything at all. And that way I think you'll open up yourself more to it if you can actually do it from a stranger. So I think that would be great. I mean, you know, all of us have got friends on YouTube here. I'm sure anybody would be thrilled to have, you know, to have you practice on them, see if you can actually do a spirit message. I mean, if you're wanting to do it with me, if somebody wants to have a practice shot on doing spirit messages using their cards or video or whatever, I'm quite open for you to practice on me, see what you pick up. I mean, why not? I think it's a beautiful gift to have, and I think it really offers comfort to people. I truly believe that, and it's nothing. There's nothing spooky about it. It just feels beautiful. I mean, you could see my eyes were watering while I was doing this video, because it got quite emotional, because he was such a loving animal. He just loves his owner so much. So, you know, I'm quite open to people who'd like to actually practice on myself, but try and get someone who's a stranger. because I think strangers are easier to read for, to be honest. I really, really do. So, yeah, I've got to add that in when you asked questions. So I shall leave it there. Until next time, take care, everyone.